Good evening, lovers of horror and lovers of terror, and welcome to a spine-tingling episode of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am your Dread Master. Surrounding me are our players. Say, good evening, players.
Good evening, players.
Oh, guys, it's been a weird evening already.
Oh yeah, brother.
We just all logged onto Zoom, so I haven't seen. How's everyone doing tonight? We haven't talked at all.
Totally great.
Okay.
I am having a very normal one.
I was having I was kind of like imagining what people might have been saying, and it was upsetting. I was picturing I was kind of like ideating on possible conversations that could have been wrapping up.
What would they have been about?
Yeah, like if you had to guess, like
A part of the female
in your heart of
anatomy,
hearts,
just people
Gandalf.
saying the word a lot. That's what I was
yeah.
imagining was maybe happening.
well, I'm
Oh,
glad
Gandalf?
that's like
Oh.
just in,
Probably Gandalf.
Also Gandalf, the joke being, there's Gandalf. The joke being, there's a scene from from one of the movies. Lauren, what's the name of the second movie?
The Tale of Twin.
The Twin Towers.
Buildings.
Never forget.
No.
The Tale of Two Towers.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen together at
Wouldn't it be funny if they were
Sir.
playing the Twin Towers?
Sir, a plane is crashing in the second tower.
Ashley's like, starring Ashley as Minas Tirith. Anyway. But there's a scene from that second one, it is called The Two Towers. And there's a scene in it in which like, somebody's like,
I had no idea. I've never seen those movies.
I know you haven't. You're not a real geek girl. And Gandalf, who had died. He was Gandalf the Grey, but then he comes back, and there is something goofy in his delivery. And I remember a friend of mine in school did a lot of jokes of, like somebody says like Gandalf the Grey, and he goes, Gandalf the Grey? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? No. Oh, I get it. I'm Gandalf the White. That's kind of how Gandalf reacts, if we're being honest. But if we're lying, then I would simply say I'm full of energy. I'm totally ready to go tonight.
If we're lying, I would say I didn't play Gandalf in the movies.
Oh.
God, this guy's really,
Wow.
guys.
I did not know
guys.
we were in the presence of a knight.
What Dan is doing is Dan is trying it. Dan is going. It's called a double bluff. Speaking of double bluffs, let's open up a thing about space adventures.
Mountains.
Although it has something to do with one of our domains, the domain called Rocket Base 95, which is technically making a cameo in tonight's game in a certain extent. We did 16. We're on to 17. What's in 17? It's a D12. I was hoping for one of these because I was looking for a D12 the other day. Look, it's a Nebula D12. The first roll is an 8.
Ooh.
As we all know, 8 is the number of, I don't know.
The coolness.
Sure.
the figure. It's the number of the figure.
Oh, I know what it is.
Figure 8. It's it's
No
infinity.
one said.
Turn it on its side and it's infinity.
Yeah, it's the most basic tattoo that basic girls get, where they're like, I'm like thinking about everything.
Wow.
I don't know.
You know, I really feel like it's really like, why are you insulting girls so much? Don't know why.
It's
Yeah.
one of my, I don't know. I would say it's one of my pastimes, but I mean, I think that would diminish pastimes.
Burn. The dread clock is at 13, my friends and neighbors, because last week the dread clock was ticking independently of our players. We managed to hit it, although I think actually, I'm not sure if I advanced it at the last or if it was like Liv's last 13 that she rolled, but in any case, a Dreadstorm began, the likes of which we've not seen in a while. So, to recap our situation, Alvin Theodore had first gotten pulled into this saga of the 13 tombstones with Morgan Mason, who perished amidst their efforts to fill these 13 tombstones. Also, I even gotten a message here. I think we may have some internet stability issues. It may be like a Zoom thing. I don't know what's going on. I had one. I think the stream is okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks good on Twitch.
Okay, cool.
But yeah.
So it may be on my end. Are you guys getting the internet connect? Are you guys getting like your internet is unstable messages?
There
No.
No.
There was a little thing on Twitch for a second, but it's actually for us, or actually for me, Philip, you have a little bit more like latency, but
Interesting.
everybody else seems to be clear.
Yeah, your video's choppy. Audio is coming through fine though.
Well
But
then,
it's, on the stream it looks. Oh no, is it freezing on the stream?
Uh-oh.
Everybody's freezing. Is
I
everybody
can't tell.
freezing?
We need someone in chat to tell us what's going on.
Someone in chat. Are we freezing?
We may be
Are we cold?
freezing.
I don't know. It's been nice and warm outside lately, so I couldn't tell.
No, doesn't make any sense.
That
The
is
internet
unfortunate.
cannot handle us.
The internet cannot handle us. I would. Gosh, I don't even know what I'll do if the internet can't handle us. The stream is fine.
Pierce says the stream is
Pierce says
fine.
the stream's fine.
Then we will.
Yeah,
If there's
Pierce.
one person I trust, it's not Pierce.
We'll stream.
I think I would trust him with if the stream is fine, just not with like a bag of cash. If I was like, here, guard this bag of cash and don't take it across state lines, I don't trust
Or
him
like-
for that.
Or like, don't fuck up a mission where we're trying to rescue innocent civilians.
I mean, I can't speak to that.
That-
In any case,
That's a top flight reference.
Alvin Theodore is in the process of attempting to fill 13 tombstones to make paradise a better place. Upon doing so, he's been told he will be granted miracles. He has already sort of said the name of some people who have wronged him, some people who came to mind as being troublesome or problematic. He has also said the names of a few people who were brought before him by the Drifter, a mistwalker on whose side he has now sort of sworn that he will serve until the end of time, because he asked to sleep on it, and that triggered a lot of stuff. So, in the process of this, he and Morgan had the service of a ghost named Agnes, and then some more ghosts. Beatrice, Emmeline, and Mabel, and actually 9 others on top of them. But
R.I.P. loves.
as
R.I.P.
as things were intensifying, R.I.P. X2, as things were intensifying, Alvin went into the central tower, for he saw one of the doors open, and he went in with Beatrice, Emmeline, and Mabel. Upon their entry, they discovered mistwalkers from the other side. They discovered the boxer and the peddler. When things began to come to blows and the boxer knocked out Alvin with a haymaker punch, the ghost tried to fight, but Beatrice called on help from Lady Joan, and a dark truth was revealed that these ghosts, though they served Lady Joan and were able to come out, this was against Lady Joan's wishes, for she had interred them alive at the time of her death to sort of serve her eternally, chained up in the lowest levels of this tower. This is still unknown to Alvin, but that was a rough revelation to the 3 ghosts, who then were destroyed by Lady Joan and by these 2 mistwalkers. They were all pulled back down, enchained, in kind of a strange limbo or sort of purgatory of just kind of like bare consciousness, stuck there forever. Alvin awoke after having been spoken to by Hopper, who, Hopper is someone who really likes to tell people he's their only chance and really tries to like get into people while they're sleeping. But Alvin, I don't know that it quite worked for Alvin. But then Alvin he found the white rabbit there and was like, okay, he offended him by calling him a demon, which is a real common thing for old Hopper. Hopper ran off, and Alvin looked out the window to see that his precious Grand Acropolis of Paradise was half underwater as out of the purple mist were surging, briny seas. Well, maybe not fully briny, definitely brackish, as the grave marshes were pushing in a more concerted fashion. He noticed that on one side there were biker bats and gargoyles sort of like heading down that way to face an onslaught of strange sea creatures, and at the forefront of this, riding atop a Cthulhu-like tentacle-faced thing that was sort of surging in, was the Soldier of Fortune, who with a rifle of some kind was just like shooting at all of the people. A full battle is going on, and Alvin is literally in the center of it. Actually, I guess geographically speaking, he's in the center of the Grand Acropolis where the battle is taking place. The battle is probably only mainly on one side, so he's not really on the... I'm going to say he's figuratively and basically literally on the center of it. He also noticed that though some of the sort of graves down below were being filled in with water, he could still see several of those points of purple light where the 8 filled graves glowed. The bounty hunter has been dispatched to bring in James Breton. But 4 graves remain unmarked and unfilled. That is the scene where we last left off. So we're going to jump into it. And I am going to read tonight's invocation, which I have to say is actually one I've been saving for a very long time. But I felt that tonight was a really perfect moment for it. This is a somewhat more obscure one. I really want to sing this, and ever since you guys were saying that you can do performances of stuff, but I'm not going to, but I really do. I really would want to sing this one. All right. I like this one. All right. Blood from a Stone, Chapter 84, The Invocation. Everybody's ready to fly, but the storms are never so very far, and I wish my life was shining like a star, but the fears are never very far, and we always seem so much braver than we ever are. We always dream we'd be braver, but we never are. Alvin, as you wait there in the tower, you hear some sort of like thudding sounds, and before too long, looking into one of the windows, looking into this chamber, you see a winged form of stone kind of crawling in and looking at you, and you hear a sound like a sound like gravel crunching, as if this gargoyle is calling out. The form disappears.
Alvin walks to get a closer look from where that came from.
When you get there, you as you sort of look out, the winds are falling, the rain, or the winds are pounding, the rains are falling, but you look out, and after a few moments you see a few more forms coming your way with beating stone wings. Kind of like hanging onto one of them is that drifter, and damn it, in the rain, doesn't he just look, he looks like $1 million. It's like the eye lights are just hitting him perfectly. He like looks up, his hat, rain pouring off of it. He's just such a matinee idol. But he sort of like leaps out of the grasp of one of these things as it crunches on the wall. He glances at that window and he breaks the window inward. And actually doesn't even like break the glass, just kind of, pushes it open, breaks like a latch, and kind of hops in and sort of gestures. And he kind of looks at you and goes, "Who gave you the shiner, Alvin?"
What's more important is the status of the grounds.
Yeah, well, as you can see, we got some visitors. Your buddy with the mustache, he's back. He's gonna try to take everything. My guess is he figures he can just kill you, and wait until someone else is able to say the names, or maybe hope for you to say the rest of the names yourself. It's not a good situation. But we're still on a timetable, which, as you can tell, is a little accelerated. And you see now that the gargoyles are at the window, and they are carrying people who have been bound and gagged. They seem to have 4 people, and they begin dumping them into the room. Wet bodies, they look like regular people in whatever kind of clothing. The drifter, you notice the drifter has like a cut on his chin, which he's kind of as if he might have been in the midst of some scrape himself. But he sort of, shakes at his hat. Yes, Eric?
How good does he look with that cut on his chin?
It's drawn like so it's just like it's like iconic is what it is.
Who are they?
Well, Alvin, here's some more people who've done the bad thing. Now, I want to respect your desire to only hurt people who deserve it, but as you can see, I would say you need to err on the side of judgment, right? Because we're running out of time, aren't we, buddy?
I don't have much time to run out of. Looks like you do, though.
Pulls out a handkerchief and just starts dabbing at it. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Well, let's see who we've got. He pulls 2 of the people forward, a man and a woman, and kind of pulls their gags out of their mouths and says, "Behave yourselves." Would you like to describe Eric Verlonger and Emily Green to me, please?
Yeah, Eric Verlanger, he's a little on the taller side, kind of slim, brown hair. At this point he's got a little stubble, but not too much. Wearing relatively nice clothes, but not nothing super fancy, just nice clothing.
And Emily is crazy pretty. Like, in the way that you look at her and you're like, she's pretty, but she's fucking crazy. Heavy eyeliner, black hair that's like wild surrounding her face. You know that if you ever get involved with her, you're in for a good time, but boy, you better watch your back the rest of your life.
Gotten him, but yeah.
So, the drifter says, "You two, tell Mr. Theodore about yourselves."
What do you want us to say? Why are we here?
Well, I'm a Pisces. And a lot of Pisces are pretty calm, not me. I love walks on the beach. Never been to one, but I imagine I would love them.
You look so radiant on the beach too, my love.
Thank you. This is my boyfriend, my lover, my partner, my soulmate, my twin flame.
Whatever the language you speak can say, it's so much more than that.
Thank you. We're in love.
And your names are?
My name is Eric Verlanger.
Emily Green.
Even the way you say your name, mein Liebchen.
I know. Why are we here?
I look at the drifter. What did they do?
I don't know, buddy. I got it on good authority. I went to a fortune teller lady. Madame Foreshadows is her name. Not sure if you're familiar. I asked her for some names. These are the ones she gave me. I don't know what they've done. I just know that they've done something. You two have been bad, haven't you?
Oh, I've been really bad.
Been so naughty, yeah. When you've drank as deeply from each other's bodies and souls as we have, yeah, anything could go.
Crimes of passion.
They seem unrepentant, wouldn't you say, Alvin?
Unrepentant, yes, but we're trying to make the world a better place here. What did they really do?
Nothing but sate ourselves on each other with carnal pleasures. Is that so different from anything you have done in your life, mein Freund?
Yeah, haven't you ever wanted anything so bad that you would do whatever it took to have it?
Haven't you ever looked at someone and just felt that desire deep in your heart, deep in your body, and just needed that person?
And sometimes you've got to take it for yourself and get everything in your way out of the way, even if it's another person.
I can't say I have.
I'm sorry, my friend, and I wish you would experience that thing because the strength of the passion, oh, God, it's something to die for.
Like I said, it was a crime of passion on both of our parts. And then she, like, are her hands still bound?
Yes, you guys are still tied up, but your faces are open.
Okay, she'll just lean over and like sloppily make out with him in like a really gross way.
Yeah,
It reminds me of the end of Mars Attacks when the heads fall off.
Yeah, so good.
And are there's still two other people, correct?
There are two others, yes.
Alvin is disinterested and says, "What about them?"
Drifter walks over and undoes the gag of Ava Rojas. Go ahead, Ava.
Hi. What are we doing here?
Your name is?
Sorry?
What was your name?
Ava.
How did you get here?
I don't know. They took me in. And then this guy got us all out. I don't know.
What did they take you in for?
Oh, I will actually clarify at this point. You guys were not in jail. They like abducted you from your home.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean, they did take you in, but they're the ones who took you in. Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean? What did I do? I thought that's why I was here. I thought that's why they picked me up.
You're here for judgment.
Well, yeah, but I thought I was going to jail or something because I thought I was finally caught. What? Wait, and she'll look at the drifter and say, "How do you know? What?"
I don't know anything. I just know that you needed to be brought before him so we can decide what happens to you. So we can decide if you make this nice little town of paradise a better place or a worse place.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have did what I did if I didn't think it would make the world better. I mean,
What did you do?
I killed someone.
Did they deserve it?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Just bad things to good people. Young people. So,
I understand. What about them? He points to the
fourth
next
one? Yeah.
fourth person.
He'll undo that. He'll undo that gag.
So you're the one in charge here? How much do you want?
I don't want anything. I want to know your name.
I mean, Cupid, you probably know my last name, Betsa. My family owns a lot of the property around town, you know, the vacant lots, stuff like that. How much to let me go?
It's not about that.
Come on, everyone has a price. What do you want? How much?
I want clean grounds, but that's not happening. He gestures over there.
Look, I don't know what the fuck is going on out there, okay? Question, how old is Alvin? How old does he look?
He looks probably about late 40s, early 50s.
All right. So, listen. You let me go. I will give you as much money as you need to make this place right again. You don't let me go, my family will buy every square inch of land from around here. We'll buy it all up, and we will hold it. We will do whatever we need with it. We will take this away from you. So please, let me go now.
He speaks to everyone in the room. Not everyone will make it out of here today. I've been tasked with the important job of eliminating those who make this world a worse place. Those who are a scourge of the earth. I only need 4 more. I don't know what all of you have done, but not everybody can make it out.
Who are you to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner of us?
I didn't want this. The responsibility was placed on me for some reason. And I know that there's some who want this to move quicker than it is moving. But what do you want me to do?
You know
I
their
get it.
names.
Emily's gonna look at Eric and say, "Don't worry, baby, we'll make it out of here," and continue to be gross.
We've made it through so much more, and we're going to make it through this, my love. And Cupid would say, "Look, I've had to fire people. I didn't ask to be born how I was. I didn't ask for this power, but I have it. I took more of it, and that means making hard decisions. And the hard decision you have to make is letting us go right now."
Ava will say, "Oh, please, give me a break. What good has your family done in this town? You haven't done shit."
We are this town, girl.
Yeah, and look, it's being run to the ground. There's people murdering everybody everywhere. There's a guy wanting to put us in graves. Look at what good your family has done.
Are you telling me this man is normal? Are you telling me everything outside? Are you telling me these stone gargoyles are normal?
Nothing is normal in this town, and you're saying that your family has power? Look at the shit that they've caused if it is.
I don't know if it makes me more normal that my family doesn't have the power to deal with this.
Cupid, what is it that your family does?
run things.
To the ground.
What are you talking about? We have minority or majority ownerships in all major businesses here in Paradise.
What is your role in the family?
Ever since my father passed away, I am the family.
Extortion?
I mean, sir, what's your name?
Doesn't matter. I'm not important.
Well, look, whatever your name is, there are many different ways to get what you want.
Extortion being one of them.
Like I said, there are many different ways to get what you want, what you know you must have.
I wish Cupid Betsa were dead.
What?
Cupid Betsa is tied up on the ground, and after just a couple of moments, the drifter kind of just walks up behind him. Actually, no. Better way. The drifter kind of walks up behind him, nods. One of the gargoyles swoops down, picks up Cupid, flies him out the window. Cupid, if you want to shout anything on your way down.
Just yelling and screaming.
I liked him. Man,
Tough.
this is tough.
Yeah, so basically there's a shot out the window as the rain falls. Cupid just like shouting all the way down, falls down, head just smacks on some old tombstone body down there. And just the drifter sort of is shouting out to whichever gargoyles out there. Find the tomb with his name on it. Drop him in and fill it in. Go. And the gargoyle swoops down and will attempt to go do so.
I always felt like his family had way too much. They were hoarders, of wealth.
So, you just want. There's only one thing that I need in this world.
And there's only one thing that I needed.
And we did what we had to do to get it.
We did.
Are you not disturbed by what just occurred?
As long as what I want in front is right here in front of me, as long as mein Liebchen is here, there's nothing else that I need in my body, my soul.
That's life in paradise. I mean, you just have to go for what you want because you never know how long you'll be here.
Yeah, what's the point? What's the point of living a life if you can't have what you absolutely desire? You can't be with the one that makes you scream and writhe in ecstasy.
I don't have much to say about that. I'm not experienced.
Have you never had someone for whom you would kill? For whom you would do anything to protect and to have?
Or someone you would kill to get what you want. I mean, it looks like you do.
Yeah, clearly you understand something about this.
I don't know if it's about what I want. I think it's about what's best.
Best is relative, my point. If you need these things, then get them. But live it, do it. But let us go and be with each other in. I wouldn't say peace because that's not quite right, but
Look, we did what we had to do to be together.
What was that?
Crimes of passion, like I said.
Explain.
We just had to get certain people out of the way to be together, so we did.
You know how sometimes you must rearrange certain things so that the way things can then be the way you want them to be?
The only thing I know is that I've got to keep these grounds cared for.
Yeah, so say that say you want to care for the grounds. wouldn't you want to get rid of any weeds that are growing in there? To make sure that the grounds are perfect?
Yeah.
All
Just
we did was get
because-
rid of our weeds.
Just because I've been given the responsibility of a judge doesn't mean I take this lightly. And it doesn't mean I would get people out of the way just to meet my own ends.
Well, isn't that exactly what you're doing?
Yeah, you just killed that man because you wanted to make the grounds a better place.
You have to fill those graves. You said so yourself. You're doing the exact same thing that we did for whatever you want.
And we understand, my point. It is good to do what you need to. What feels right, what feels good, yeah?
I gotta stop smiling.
That means you're on the right track, my friend.
Who did you kill?
We killed each other's lovers.
Yeah, my fiance, her boyfriend. There were entanglements, there were weeds that were growing in our beautiful, luscious garden, yeah?
Hmm.
And now we are living true and free.
How did you
It's
do
only how did we do it? I mean, it was at like different times. So I wasn't there when he did it and he wasn't there when I did it, so
What did you do, Emily?
I strangled her. Because I don't think that you should do something like that without looking someone in the eye.
What's your last name, Emily?
Green.
I wish Emily Green were dead.
The Emily, you're a gargoyle just like lands atop you and is grabbing you by the ropes that bind you. Anything you want to say? Eric, anything you want to say?
I'm saying, no, leave her, let her go. Let her go, my Liebchen, my Schmetterling, let her go.
Do I have a last word?
Yeah.
I'll scream, I got what I wanted anyway. And then.
At that moment, the gargoyle sort of flies at the wall. Eric, I don't know if Eric, do you think you're looking, or have you looked away as it's flying away?
I'm like struggling. I'm trying to like get after it.
Understood.
But, like, obviously I'm bound
actually,
and,
go
like,
ahead and just roll a d20. No modifier. Just see what you can kind of see what degree you can.
11.
11. Yeah. So you're like shifting up to look. The gargoyle as Emily is sort of struggling. The gargoyle, not really caring, just like swings her so that her head just hits the side of the thing and just crushes, and she, you see her just fall limp, and it flies out.
Nine.
How did you do it?
We were drinking beers. We went outside. I had my pocket my pocket knife. I had it. And just stabbed him repeatedly in the gut until he stopped crying out. Because he had what I wanted, what I needed. Would you not also do that if you needed something desperately?
I wish Eric Verlanger were dead.
The Ava you watches. Eric, do you say anything at this time?
I just say you would have done the same.
I don't know about that.
And yet here you are killing me.
Alvin just holds his hands up.
A gargoyle picks him up and flies him out. You don't even see Eric die, but you're confident that he does. Alvin, as you're standing there, and Dan will figure out if
Hey,
based on factors.
I'm in no hurry.
Alvin, at this moment, however, there is a tremendous thud against this tower. I need you to actually make a dexterity saving throw. Ava, actually, go ahead and roll one. You have 0 to it, but you're at so actually, Lauren, give me a disadvantage roll with no modifier.
Oh, 17.
At
The first
disadvantage?
was 18. The first
Wow.
was 18. I was surprised too.
15.
All right, cool. So Alvin, you manage to like stay on your feet a bit as like the whole sort of tower shakes. Ava, you manage to like roll in such a way that you almost like sit up against like a wall to like avoid it. The drifter even like stumbles a little, and like places a hand on the large stone sarcophagus in the middle of the room. And Ava, you watch as this chill kind of descends down your spine, as you seem to see a ghostly figure beginning to rise up out of that sarcophagus. Alvin, you see it too. You think as you were awakening a few minutes ago, you might have remembered saying something about beauty sleep as well. You see this horrible, shadowy form beginning to rise out of that sarcophagus. You hear this kind of like low, like whispering, kind of babbling from beyond the grave. The drifter says, "Shut up! Whoever you are, just get out of here." And Alvin, you've never seen the drifter like this, but something about his whole demeanor changes. He seems just much more like intense or unnatural for this fleeting moment as he just commands this ghost, and the ghost instantly disappears.
What was that?
Another damn ghost. All right, so we got one left, so that's 11 filled up out there. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what it is you did, Ava?
I just killed someone who deserved to die. And it looks like that's what you're doing here. So if killing someone means that I deserve to die, then go ahead and do it. I don't care. He's gone. That's all that I cared about, so go ahead, say my name. Ava Rojas.
I believe you. He deserved it.
Well, say my name.
Doesn't work like that.
Why? Just kill me. I killed someone. You should kill me too.
She's literally asking for it, Alvin. This makes all our problems go away. Save for goddamn James Breton.
What happened with him?
I haven't heard from my friend since the fun started. I hope she's got her hands on him.
Is he more difficult to bring in than others?
Apparently he's a little connected, let's phrase it like that. Although I don't think he's necessarily connected in the good way. My understanding with James Breton is that he got on the wrong side of a stone gentleman in town. We'll call him Mr. Stone. My boss. Thing is, he'd always been on the wrong side, but now he was really on the wrong side because Mr. Stone wanted to enjoy Mr. Breton's wife, who Mr. Breton had always mistreated, something pretty fierce. Mr. Breton was friends with a rival of Mr. Stone. Angelic sort of fellow. Yes, Ava?
I'm sure you picked up what I'm putting down about what Ava did and who she killed. Would she have a name of somebody else who might be affiliated with the same activities as the person that she killed?
I direct message me. I have no idea what you're yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Understood. He's saying, point is, Mr. Breton used to be connected with a rival of Mr. Stone's. You understand, Alvin? Somebody who was able to kind of keep him safe. But that rival skipped town. Mr. Breton seems to have taken up with, Mr. Breton has taken up with, what do I call them? I suppose you've seen all sorts of fun things, so I'll just call them what they are. Mr. Theodore, vampires. Mr. Breton is hiding out with the vampires. Mr. Stone's been looking for the vampires. They used to be his friends, but now, well, things are tricky. These vampires, they have a hidden place here in paradise. Something that even Mr. Stone doesn't know how to access. And at their little vampire masquerade, I think my friend the bounty hunter, I'm sure she'll get her man, but it's going to take a little while longer, I suppose.
So what happens if you have a name, but nobody to fill it with?
Nothing happens until he's dead and in that tomb.
Don't vampires live forever or something?
He's not a vampire. If he was, you couldn't have put his name on a tombstone. The only way his name appeared on that tombstone is if he was a human and alive.
What if he got turned into a vampire? Don't they do that?
If he got turned into a vampire, the situation's a little more complicated. But you can bury a vampire. Chop its head off, drive a stake through its heart, fill its mouth with garlic. It's not uncommonly done.
Well, it looks like we still have 2 more then.
You're not killing this one?
I can tell they deserved it. You're free to go.
No, you're cleaning up this town. I want help.
This is not something you want to be involved in.
Have you killed someone on your own without those things?
I'm asking the Dreadmaster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he kind of. I don't think he really.
I don't think you killed a
Actually,
single one of these people.
Yeah, like kind of was.
Patricia Head. Let's go through the 11.
Yeah.
Patricia Head tripped and hit her head. Mrs. Quimby was shot by the Soldier of Fortune. Mr. As far as you know, Mr. McGillicuddy died of natural causes. The Soldier of Fortune killed the cop. The Soldier of Fortune killed the detective. The Drifter killed the 3 members of the Lost and Golden. And Gargoyles killed Eric, Emily, and Cupid. So that's 11. So Alvin has not had his hands dirty this whole time.
I've never actually killed anyone.
Okay, well, that girl Emily, she's crazy. Was crazy, but she's right. When you kill someone, you should look them in the eye, and I've done it. I can do it again. I could do it twice. As long as they deserve it.
not necessary when they're here.
I still want to help. If you're not going to put me in that grave, I'll put someone else in there.
How many of you killed?
Just the one. If I would have known it was that easy, just saying his name, I would have said it.
I think I'm the only one. But there was another. I think we need to find someone else. He looks at the drifter.
You want to find someone else?
Yeah.
She said you should kill her. She admitted to murder. You don't even know who she killed. Alvin,
I'm sure.
I want to help you here, but we're running out of time. There's monsters at the gate, my friend. That soldier of fortune has come here. He's got hardware from Rocket Base 95. He's riding monsters from the grave marshes. He's a killing machine, and this is what he's good at. He's gonna kill you.
I mean, if I were on the other side, wouldn't you have done the same to me?
Probably not. I would have tried to move you to my way of seeing things, because that's what I'm good at doing. So I guess maybe I do need to try a different tactic. He comes up behind Ava and pulls a knife and puts it to her throat. And he says, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her in 20 seconds. So if you don't say her name, she's dying for no reason. You understand? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. At that, the whole tower shakes again.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Can you both make dexterity saving throws?
Woo.
Ava, yours is at disadvantage.
Oh, man. Oh, 5.
Understood.
10.
10. Alvin, you sort of go toppling. The soldier, the drifter rather, he falls as well and drops his knife onto the ground. Ava, you, however, are in no position to do anything about it as you sort of like fell to the side.
Alvin steps between Ava and the drifter. Not like this. Give me another. They can fly.
You're killing the next person I bring in this room. You're saying their name.
You better deserve it.
He goes to the window, kind of goes out with one of the gargoyles, and the two of you are left alone.
How long ago did you do it?
Like 3 weeks ago. That's why I was surprised that it took so long for someone to figure it out and find me. That was all that's all I got.
Crazy barking dogs.
It's the gargoyles.
Yep.
How you feel about it now?
How what?
Yeah, suddenly, you guys have the rest of the scene in dog. Subtitled.
There's a dog domain, isn't there?
Philip would hate that.
I mean, that would be a true nightmare for me. I don't believe there is a dog domain now.
He just says, feeling like it was the right thing?
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't. And let me tell you something, Alvin. If and when you do kill someone for whatever this is, it's never going to leave you.
I know. But in the end, it'll be worth it. I'm supposed to get some type of power where I can bring someone back. It's a trade, if you will. She didn't deserve it.
Okay. Well, choose somebody else or choose me so you can get her back.
Doesn't work like that. I mean, somebody else, but not you. I've already made my choice.
Okay, let's go get somebody else then.
Where are we in the tower? We're not at the very top, are we?
You are not at the very top. You're like 2/3 of the way up.
Alvin wants to just look outside and, kind of see if it's even safe to leave this place or if we're just kind of trapped here.
Great. Dan, could you please roll a d20? And Lauren, would you please roll on behalf of Paradise a d20?
Oh gosh.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a nat 20.
A nat 20.
Yes.
Alvin, as you look out, we'll say that you look out at a pretty momentous time because you do see there are these like massive, like tentacled, kind of like Lovecraftian horrors that are like surging out. And that soldier of fortune guy is atop one of them. And he's like shooting down, but as you look out, you hear this like sudden crack as one of those things goes like falling, and there's like these like squelching, sucking, thundering footsteps as you see this 12-foot tall statue has just punched one of them, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? I hire you people to keep things calm for me. I'm going crazy. I can't sleep at night. I can't sleep in the day either. Oh man, it's so hard to be a man of stone. He's like ripping the tentacles off of one of these things. So the stone man has showed up. So he is defending his territory personally. And Alvin, you actually catch a glimpse of that like boxer like fighting with like the journalist over on one side, but he's like they're like moving aside. So basically, the stone man has entered the chat, and it's getting intense down there.
And his intention was just to see if it feels safe. Is there a way to get out of here?
You do not suspect you guys can get out of this tower right now. The whole base of it is flooded over, and there's fighting on all sides. Also, there are like, kind of like right now, it's not doing much. There are kind of strange like fish-shaped creatures, like ones who would be chosen if they could be, like Danks who could be chosen, who are like trying to like throw like spears up, but half the time they throw the spear up and then the spear like falls back down on them because they're but in any case, it seems rough out there. You don't think you'll have long.
I have a name.
Ava, right?
Yeah. I have a name for a tombstone if you want to go after someone bad. Not as bad as the one I killed, but his brother who knew and didn't do anything. So John Lane, if you want.
We'll wait until he comes back. I feel as if I've created enough problems for them. But I don't fully trust them. But I want to keep them on my good side.
Who?
Them, the man who brought you here. I'm being manipulated.
You should not trust them.
Did I hear that?
You did.
Who is that?
I don't know.
That ghostly form that you saw earlier, Ava, begins to rise.
Alvin, and I'll hand my wrists over for him to untie them.
He unties him if he's able.
Can he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, he has he has gardening tools.
Yeah.
He can just cut you.
Lady Joan appears before you and says, "You have tended faithfully to my place of repose. And though you have trafficked with those who did not deserve to be freed from my service, I bear you no ill will, mortal. So, in thanks for your custody, for how well you keep the flowers and grasses growing around this tower, I offer you a warning from beyond the veil and out of the path. Trust no elf of shadow.
Elf of Shadow.
That one. Those others who came here, dealers in darkness, things of mist, and murk and fog. They have power over death, power over darkness. In my time, when I lived, when these Dreadlands made more sense, none would trust such as they, pariahs they were, with their dark ancient blood. Woe to those who trust the elves of shadow.
What should we do?
He appears human, like you are and I was. But perhaps there is enough of the old blood in him that you could catch him using the old ways. Cold iron. Cold iron. And a curse of depthless hate. Heed me. Then she is gone.
Cold iron. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand they're not to be trusted. I knew that from the beginning.
Well, is she? And for that matter, are you?
I trust her. It's the grounds. She knows about the flowers. She lives here too.
What a fucked up place. Not the graveyard, just paradise.
That's why I try to make it better. maybe we should pick your name.
It would make paradise a better place.
What was it again?
John Lane.
I wish John Lane were dead. I think that's it.
Alvin, as you say that, there is this finality. You feel as if you have accomplished something. You've said, between you and Morgan, you have said 13 names. On some level, there's nothing left for you to do. After a few moments, you hear impact on the side of the structure, and then coming through the window, the drifter, 2 gargoyles, and a man. This one's not even tied up. He's just thrown onto the floor. Dan, if you'd describe your gentleman to us.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so this guy, he's average height, build, beady dark eyes. What's going on? What's going on?
Wait, is this John?
This is not John, no.
Oh, okay.
The drifter is like, all right, this guy, well, this guy doesn't seem like a great guy. What's your name, buddy?
Whoa, hey. My name's Gilbert. I'm fine. I have not done a single thing. What do you want? What do you want with me? What's going on here? What the fuck is happening outside?
Nothing anymore.
What do you mean nothing anymore? Shit's happening outside.
No, Alvin, it's pretty rough. Gilbert, defend your life. You're gonna be executed unless you can convince Alvin that you do more good in the world than bad.
What do you mean I don't do anything. I just see things happen. I ignore it. I stay out of the way. Look, I would never hurt anyone.
Yeah, but you'd never help anyone either, would you? You take no part in anything. You just suckle at the teat of the city. Let the world nourish you so you can enjoy yourself. How many people could you have helped with minimal effort, Gilbert?
Whoa there, buddy. It's not incumbent on me to have to go out of my way to help people. The most important thing is for me to look after myself. Right? That's what every living thing's trying to do. You know, our number one biological instinct is to survive. I'm just trying to survive by staying out of trouble, man.
This is a harsh place.
Yeah, the world sucks, and I'm trying to stay alive. Jesus.
He looks at the drifter and says, "What do you know about the Elves of Shadow?"
What an interesting question, Alvin. Where'd you hear that word before?
I've been around. A lot of dead people.
The Elves of Shadow. It's a very, you know, Alvin, that is a, He puts a hand on your shoulder, kind of shakes you. That's a term that might be giving away the game a little bit. It's a real old-fashioned way to phrase it, and he looks over at the sarcophagus. whatever you've heard is not important right now. All that's important is saying that this fella here is ready to die. Let's get him to the ground, and then we're only waiting on one, right? And then the hard part's over for you. You've said all the names you've got to say.
He's not the one. It's already been said.
Already been said. You said another name? What
Somebody
name
else
did you
needed
say?
to go.
What name did you say, Alvin?
Why don't you go look at the gravestone yourself?
He stares at that sarcophagus for a moment. Why don't I? He goes to the window and starts talking to one of the gargoyles, asking questions low. Alvin, you have pretty high passive perception, right?
It is 16, yeah.
I'll say that you can overhear him sort of saying, where's the unmarked one? Damn it. The gargoyle is pointing into like a super, dense area of fighting. He looks back at you. You're not going to tell me the name?
I have concerns. You are a nice man. Sometimes too nice. And I wonder what this all means for me once all those graves are filled. It's hard to trust someone that promises you power and miracles.
Yeah. It is. It is at that. Oh, Alvin. This is a hard day for everybody.
It is. So not him. Not her.
Not them. All right. What about her? He points at the sarcophagus.
She's my neighbor.
Your neighbor. He walks over to it. And then kind of just like rears back, and with this like pretty impressive kick, he kicks the stone lid off of it. And he stands there looking down at like a desiccated corpse lying interred within. Your neighbor, huh?
Yeah.
Neighborhood gossip. Sometimes these neighbors get a little chatty, don't they? He reaches into his pocket. And he pulls out this disc. It's a little similar, Alvin. The disc is made of silver, and inlaid in the center of it is purple gem in the same skull design that's been on those 13 tombstones. And it's glowing like those tombstones glow.
What is that?
Something I might tell my friends about, but I don't think we're friends anymore, Alvin. He leans down and he begins speaking in a language you don't recognize. You begin to see the shadows rising as if something, but then he holds this up and it begins to glow bright purple, and the ghostly shapes that are sort of coming over the sides are... There's this loud, horrible, sizzling sound. And he just keeps stating some incantation in some strange language. And eventually you hear this sound of fire and flame. Silver white flame begins to roil throughout the tomb, and he's like standing within it, but it's just kind of like going around him, singeing his sleeves a little bit, but he's just standing there. This smoke, black smoke, is roiling out, but he's just holding this thing over it. He looks back at you, and for a moment, Alvin, his eyes are all black. The sclera is just completely black, and his face shape is a little more elongated and angular and inhuman. But still, very handsome. When that's done, kind of through the smoke, he just shakes his head and says, just remember, when you get those miracles, that I've been doing this all for you, buddy. Just remember that. He walks out of the smoke. The sarcophagus is now torn asunder. This strange, thick, shadowy smoke is spilling out. The body within reduced to ashes. He goes to the window and flies out with gargoyles. At this moment, however, I'm going to actually need Lauren and Dan, just very briefly, to make one last name change to Beatrice and Mabel.
Oh, well, bless me so.
Very briefly, you see sort of strange lights throughout the Dreadland out there, at different points. Somewhere you hear Agnes going, our service has been rewarded, yes. And Mabel and Beatrice come floating up as these spectral shackles around their feet begin fading away. They are no longer tied to this spot.
Master Alvin!
Sir, have you freed us, sir?
What are you doing here?
You all right, sir?
I am.
Feels like it's been a lifetime, but it's only been, what, a day? Maybe two?
It's been like a couple of hours. But in any case, if you two would like to say one last thing as you sort of float, as you're drifting away.
Do we have any pertinent information that we might be able to share with him?
I mean, if you want to tell him what happened to you, what information would you like to share?
I don't know. I'm just wondering if there would have been something that we would know as ghost of the premises.
I'm just gonna say.
These characters would know nothing useful.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say, follow the light of God, Sir Alvin, and you'll be on the right path.
The ground's so lovely, sir. Bye.
Alvin, they disappear. Make a perception check to see if you can understand them in the dark of the distance of all of this.
That was close. That was a 12 plus. That's an 18.
Emmeline is also there, of course, just saying just some strange thing. With an 18, you feel like you see them like disappearing into the mist. What Alvin does not see or hear, however, are the 13 ghosts, now freed, drift towards the mist where they join all the ghosts who die in the Dreadlands to simply, all those sort of freed ghosts to sort of simply be trapped in the mist for eternity, having traded one prison for another.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a happy game, you know. So.
He says to Ava and not Beatrice,
Gilbert.
Gilbert. I knew it started with a G. Those were my friends.
You've got a lot of strange friends.
I do. Not many, though. They were ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gilbert, you're safe here. Don't worry. I'm sorry about what happened to you.
You sure?
Yes. I mean,
Are you safe here? Are we generally safe? Like, what the fuck is that?
you're as
I shoot to the window.
safe as I am. I
As
guess.
safe as
Right,
you
I
can
feel
be in
so
paradise.
good about that.
And as you sort of speak to them in this moment, with another name said, various things having happened, I think this is where we're going to end today's session. As you sort of heard, and Alvin, that language that he was speaking was familiar. You think it's the same language that La Trovadora sang you that song. Some things are set in motion now. The die is cast, the pieces are moving. What's the phrase? But at this point, Gilbert and Ava will be returning next week, I suppose.
Well,
Or at least we'll be returning next week. We may, because at this point there are 2 names left. So all 13 tombstones have their names engraved. 11 of them are filled in. 1 belonging to John Lane, a man who I guess is guilty by association. That, provided that the Drifter can get across the battlefield to see said name, go collect the guy and put him back in it. And then, of course, there's the James Breton question. Now, Lauren, I don't know if you fully understood the implications of what was being said about James Breton.
yeah, that he's chilling with the vampires.
Mm-hmm. So, like, who?
Madam Ether? Oh, Hoppin!
And
Oh, I was surprised at the lack of a Lauren-sized reaction for that revelation.
I think I was doing something that
You might
I was
have been
trying to
typing
figure
at the
out
time,
something.
but you didn't quite. Yeah. Point being, old James Breton has been hiding with the vampires who, if you'll recall, because of you guys in a completely different setting, elevating Violet the Vamp when you killed the Loot, that's
Whoops.
why the hit went out for all vampires, and the vampires like Hoffman, who used to be welcome here, were suddenly no longer welcome. And that's also, it's like in all of the domains that were part of the Alliance, the vampires were now persona non grata. That's why the Drifter was coming so hard for, that's why basically everyone was trying to kill Sarah Quill. That's why, all these things were happening. So, all of that being said, perhaps it would make sense to check in with James Breton at a vampire ball. Or perhaps we can handle that all off screen. I'm not sure. Next week.
No, let's check in. I don't mind playing multiple characters in one game.
I
I
said,
would like to be a vampire.
I said to Lauren, do you want to could we go for James Breton and see what's going on? And she's like, I don't care. Let's just keep this going. This is good. And I agree. What's going on here is good. But I didn't want to tell her what was going on. But now, even when she heard in the game, she still didn't know.
Well, I think it's because that was when the internet was still being weird, and I was trying to figure out what was happening.
You were trying to figure out the other name you could say. It's fine. Anyway, everybody.
Oh.
Thank you all so much for watching. This was super fun. If you're able to subscribe to our channel, we'd love it if you could do that.
Yeah,
but
it was a great time.
If you just want to follow, please give us a follow. I also want to say thanks to everyone so active in chat. It's so fun to see everybody there. Do we want to thank anybody else or say anything else about those things?
Yes.
of
Grinder resubscribed for 1 year now.
Yeah, so that means we have to. We must get Brynja a wood gift because wood is a 1-year anniversary. Oh, is it paper? Yeah, it's paper of wood is 1 year.
We'll let you
Yeah,
handle that,
yeah,
Dan.
the
You
same.
can give him some wood.
Yeah, I would just like to say is that I was when Philip asked which of the 7 deadly sins we'd like to pick, I was bullied by Philip and Lauren, in that they correctly assumed I wanted to pick last.
I was bullied by them guessing right. Yeah, exactly.
I
That
was
was-
like, I'm gonna hold back because I think there's one in particular that Dan would like to be.
To be fair, you responded before me.
It's true.
I did want to give a shout out to K-Night Chronicles for following this evening and first time chatting as well.
Welcome and thanks for following.
Yeah, and I
We've got
did
more
want to
nonsense
say
coming up.
I felt so bad killing all these brand new wonderful characters, but I was like, Alvin had to kill them.
No,
Like,
It was
Yeah,
great.
we made it a tricky situation for you.
yeah, they're
really
fun.
did.
I was
messaged.
I was half
I messaged-
imagining that they were gonna come in and like before they even said anything, I thought you were gonna be like Emily and just these two dead.
I was just, I mean, part of me as a person was like, do they have more characters? Kill them.
We can always finagle something, it'll be fine.
Also, say don't worry. I still have like 4 characters for this setting in
I
general.
was
that are,
also
like,
thinking of just having you bring one of those guys in, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, guys, this is wonderful. If you so yeah, thanks so much for watching tonight. On Sunday, I know it is the Super Bowl, and that is because for
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, or the Superb Owl, isn't that a joke people make too now?
That's an
It is.
old one.
It's an old joke. It's very cringe now.
I don't care for it. I didn't like it the first time I heard it.
Who even uses that joke anymore?
Ha ha ha! You're
funny,
so
'cause-
funny.
That's funny because owls are known to be very like interrogative.
Very into football.
It's true. So for the Super Bowl, we are still going to play our game since we're on in California. We're sort of late, so the game still might be wrapping up if people care. I don't know that everyone watching this channel cares that much about the football, to be honest with you. So yes, on Sunday
Hey,
night.
why are you making some assumptions,
I know.
dog?
I said not everyone. So on Sunday night, we are going to be having one of our games in Mystic Starport. It will be with, I think, we had Lauren and Dan there for our first one, but this one will have, I think one person will be returning, but we'll have some other people there. And these games are really just kind of like all sorts of crazy things happen. I'm very excited about this one, so please join us for that. And then on Monday, we'll be back with Lost Lore Academia, where nothing is heating up or getting interesting. And then on Tuesday, it's Valentine's Day. So we were actually asked not. It was requested by Twitch. They said, please don't stream on Valentine's Day. Like, we can't handle that many pregnancies that will result from like your sexy stream. And we said, okay, bear it up.
Oh, we should have done a voluptuous stream.
Voluptuous stream. But then on Wednesday, I think we're doing a Star Trek game. I haven't confirmed it with you guys, but that's, I believe, the plan. The 15th?
It is unclear, but logic would dictate that if we have
Yeah.
enough people, we might play the game.
We'll see.
Yeah, tentatively. I think so.
Understood.
We'll see.
So that's the vibe of that, and then next week back here for maybe a vampire ball, or maybe Alvin, Ava, and Gilbert Operation Escape a Tower. Amidst...
What about both?
What?
Why can't we do both?
Because if it's a vampires, it's all they want to see is a vampire.
Oh, why don't you do all of that in one session?
Yeah.
Nah, we'll do.
Okay.
We'll no,
Fair enough.
weed. I will devote. You're really saying you don't want to spend a whole time with Oksana if you get to be Oksana again? Is that really what you're saying to me?
I don't know.
Lauren, you can't tell me that you don't want to play Exxon again.
I know I do. But it's
And
kind
you've
of
been
sad.
lifting weights too. You're like getting ready for the role.
Yeah. You're going like you're like Natalie Portman getting ready to play Lady Thor.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Whatever happens next week.
Sophia never got to meet Oksana. You have to do it.
It's a treat.
Oh, that's
There you
true.
go.
Okay,
Well, in that case, we will see how things go next week. But thank you all so much for watching. And
we
then-
have people who do stuff on this channel
Oh my god, we do.
that Philip has been forgetting to talk about.
Yeah, that's
Twitch streamers There are now 2 of us who are also streaming. 3 of us who So Andrew streams on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock.
He's been doing Wednesdays now.
He's doing Wednesdays now.
All
of us are linked in the About section to our Twitch channels. I'm doing Thursdays at 7 or 7:30. I didn't this week because of reasons. But that's generally my time. Also, I'll pop in here and there. And Dan, when are you going to start streaming?
You know what? Who the fuck knows? But the point is, I can stream. I streamed on Wednesday. It was great. Thank you, Sophia and Book and Dagger, for hanging out. I played some Civilization. Who here has played Civilization?
Was it which Civ was it? Was it
Civ 5?
Civ 5. If I was gonna guess which Civ, I was gonna guess Civ 5. I've never played.
Well, here's the thing. I was a Civ 3 guy. Well, my first Civ was Civ 2 Test of Time, and then I played so much Civ 3. Like Philip, remember when I told you that I played like 550 hours of Magic the Gathering Arena?
You did.
That would be a paltry amount of time compared to my Civ 3 playtime. And then I skipped Civ 4, and I've been a Civ 5 guy since. I have not yet gotten into 6, but I got fucked with the worst spawn I possibly could have gotten fucked with. I'm literally like on a tiny ass fucking island at the top of the globe with just tundra.
And no sleeves.
Oh yeah, I took a solemn oath to never wear sleeves in stream. I don't know. I streamed on Wednesday. Maybe I'll stream again at Wednesday next week. No, I guess not Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday before we do our Star Trek game. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I was complaining. Sophia can say I was complaining the whole time. So come check that out. I don't know what I'm gonna play. Eventually, hopefully, I'll be streaming some Pokemon or Call of Duty.
What an appealing advertisement. Anyway, this last game, it was so bad. I was so mad the whole time.
Yeah, but you're gonna see me being irritated.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bringinger. Come and check it out. Maybe you'll see how bad the terrain is.
I'm gonna do one. If you like small trees, if you like bonsai trees, I have my social media on Instagram and on TikTok is Zane's Trees, and on Sundays I usually do streaming where I'm doing like a live repotting, or I might be pruning, or just doing some Q&A. So Zane's Trees on Instagram or TikTok. Check it out.
Instagram or TikTok. Is it like, are you on both of them at once? Is that a thing that people do?
No, I haven't done that yet. Or yeah, Zane Strees as well, or Zane Swords. Zane Strees. Wait, Zane
you need to get one bones that you don't care about and do it all with a sword.
Just
oh my gosh, I would love that.
So hot.
It would be the biggest synergy if all the cuts are with an incredibly sharp sword.
Zane's sword.
Yeah, I need a katana. Like
Zane, I have the Conan sword. I'll bring it over to you.
That's what you can. That's the only thing you can trust in this world. Not men or women or beasts. Only steel. Crom is my god who lives under the earth. When I die, he will ask me the riddle of steel.
Philip, what is best in life?
I don't know what's happening.
God, to hear the lamentations of the women. No, what's
to defeat your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentations of their women. Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian says insane things, and it's so good.
It's so good.
Crom, let this be. What is it like? Like, I've never prayed to you before. I don't have the tongue for it, but basically he's just like, if you let us win, it could be the day when few stood against many, and if not, then to hell with you. That's his prayer.
But based on everything you know about Crom, seems like a good prayer to Crom.
Crom's like, respect, brah.
Yeah, dog.
Lamentation. So it's what is it? And I know it's the Lamentations of the Women. What's the first two?
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Oh, a Jackbox game.
It is to crush your enemies. It's to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of the women.
To hear the lamentations of the women.
What is best in life is to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of the women. Speaking of Arnold Schwarzenegger, real quick.
Okay.
Here is a thing that is true. Across all settings, if you are in a gym, at some point you will hear a man doing an Arnold impression in that day.
Isn't that not funny anymore though?
I don't think that's been funny for 40 years.
It's not funny. It's not a joke. It's just like not supposed to be.
Do people still say I'm going to pump you up? Do they still say girly man?
No, it's more like
Hans and Franz.
Honestly, the most common one I see is like when you do the handshake and go, "What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils."
Or you'll hear like the that'll happens too.
Zane
I mean, who's
Hulk, right? Where you go, yeah, brother.
That's Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Wait, who here has seen Pumping Iron?
Mm-hmm. It's a great film.
Also, except Philip.
I've never seen Pumping Iron.
And I'm excited to tell you about this, Philip. There's this interview it talks about like the golden age of bodybuilding, but there's this moment where Arnold is talking about being in the gym, and he talks about he's like, yeah, you know, when I am in the gym and I get the pump, it's like I'm coming in my muscles, and so I'm coming at the gym, I'm coming all day. It's like why would I not want to do this?
Wasn't he like smoking a joint at that scene
Yes.
too, or something like that? There was a scene where he's smoking a joint.
Yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends,
Have a wait. I've been informed
family.
by Will that I can't say that.
That was your exactly. Well, everybody, thank you so much. You can say it if you want to. Everyone can.
No.
Should we all say it together?
No. That
no,
feels
you
dirty
have
and
to,
wrong.
Philip.
All right.
It's your thing.
Well, then never mind. In that case,
Say it, Daddy. Say it.
thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate you being out there. Until next time, have a dreadful night. Okay.
Your bags are packed, you're at the door. A taxi's on its way. There's nothing left to